What is up, guys? Episode 19 of the Good Shit Podcast. I'm Oscar Cifuentes.
PJ DSP and Sutherland.
I'm P-Bat.
Oh my God, we're doing this again.
Oh my God, and I'm the world champion. No, Griffith.
Yes, we have our boys back. I was gonna say we got two of our boys back, and Ferrara's taking the night off.
George couldn't be here tonight.
Yeah, he couldn't be here tonight.
Or for whatever reason.
But whatever the case may be. First off, we want to say congratulations to John Cena, who recently got married, and to his lovely new wife. I actually have to look up her name because I can't pronounce it worth shit.
I mean, you're not going to be able to see it anyway. Let's just keep pushing.
I mean, yes. to be honest,
I mean,
she could still see
it may have been a private ceremony, but all I saw was a bride and an invisible tux just floating, man.
Yeah, that's how it goes. So congratulations to John Cena and Shay Shariatsadeh.
To be honest, I will say, like, when I saw that, I was like, damn, Nikki. I just felt bad. But I was like, you know what? Oh, she's married too, and she has a kid.
Well, she got a kid, but she ain't married yet. She got a kid on the way, but she ain't married. Yeah, she got a kid, but she ain't married yet. But
so that's even funnier because he married before she did.
I was gonna say, plus he wasted a
never wanted to be married.
Plus, he wasted a WrestleMania moment. So
that's a fact. You know, that's
he the one that never wanted to be married either.
He didn't want to marry her anyway. Not his current wife, but Nikki. And that's funny. I thought Nikki was married already, but say Levine, he just didn't want you, Nikki. That's all.
Oh well, but we wish them a lifetime of happiness and good vibes going their way. And once again, congratulations to Cena. All right, so it's the last day of Hispanic Heritage Month here. So over the past few weeks, we've talked about, guys, Hispanics who have, set the bar in the past. Last week, we talking about women who have set the bar for their division. Now I just want to talk about future talent, guys who either are or should be setting the bar now for Hispanics in professional wrestling. So guys like, Sammy Guevara, who's doing an amazing job in AEW, the Lucha Brothers, who have set the bar for tag team wrestling, and guys who should be, Humberto Carrillo, even though they're giving him a crap record, poor guy, but.
Humberto. Sorry.
No, dude.
I just wanted to put that out there.
Say, not that he brought it on himself, but it's kind of.
It's not his fault. It's bad booking, though.
It really is bad booking.
He does his job in the ring.
He does.
He's actually scripted to L.
I was gonna say I've seen his ring work, and he's actually really good. But the fact of the matter is, they keep throwing L's in his way. So I'm just like, yo, when is this guy ever gonna catch a break?
They've unfortunately made this man into the Hispanic Dolph Ziggler.
He'll win a world title eventually. You know who I've been very impressed with? Angel Garza.
Yes, Angel Garza.
I'm very impressed with Angel Garza. Andrade, I've already known how Andrade works. Like, he's nothing new to me. But, like, Angel Garza has been impressed me for the past couple months whenever I would watch that shit show that we call Monday Night Raw. So,
I mean, no, he's doing good work. And, like, we can honestly say he did his best work when he was the Cruiserweight champion down in NXT. Mm-hmm. Like, who could forget those
matches? Everybody do their best work in NXT, though?
Absolutely, but still. Like, his matches with Leo Rush for the Cruiserweight title were, like, pretty much instant classics. Like, those were pretty, like, you had to go back and rewatch the match because you were just like, how the fuck did they do all that?
It's amazing what happens when you give people time and the space to do what they do.
Right?
Freedom, the creativity, the amount to do whatever they so please. Wow, you just never thought it'd happen.
I know.
Never thought it happened.
What a shocking revelation, But, who else could we talk about? Damian Priest. He's doing the current North American champion, doing his best work right now as champion. He's in
a feud with Finn Balor.
Can we mention Dominic?
We can, because he's gonna
have the rocket strapped on him.
Oh yeah, especially with Ray in his corner. Dominic Mysterio.
Oh yeah, I mean Dominic's not that bad. Dominic's like what, 22?
Roughly, yeah, because he's
right around that age.
Oh, it must be nice.
I was gonna say when you got a legendary father who can train you, you kind of got to take
Kind of
advantage of
bred
that.
for the business.
Yeah,
and then
you're
you
bred
got
for this.
and then you got 4 of us, St. John's graduates, and here we are.
Yep.
Here we are. I will say this though. Give it like maybe a 2-3 years. The Mysterios, because they love that girl, his sister Aaliyah. And Dominic. Dominic's probably gonna be a champion in some aspect. I'm probably United States. Nothing
Probably.
crazy.
I can
And
see
his
that.
That's what
sister,
I've.
his sister's probably gonna be his manager or something of that nature. I think they have high hope. I saw on Cage Side that they have high hopes for her, and I kind of like her. Like she seems
No,
like
she's got a good character developing right now. So, and like the storyline, like although I find it kind of creepy what they're doing with her and Buddy Murphy, but I'm just like, whatever. It's what
Hey
they're
man,
doing.
they don't exactly have a hot record currently.
I was gonna say we'll see how
few
they
years
fuck this
having
up.
good booking decisions. So
I was gonna say we'll see how they fuck this up, but I don't know.
Maybe
Maybe
will royally fuck this up.
you know it's coming.
but I'm just like maybe they'll do some good. Maybe they'll do. I'm not gonna say good. I'll say decent. Decent. I'll leave it at decent because what's it called? Sooner or later,
That's very
Ray's
optimistic.
gonna have to hang up the mask.
That's very optimistic, sir.
Yeah, I try to be optimistic, man. I try to be as optimistic as possible, but yeah,
I guess you're the New Day member of the group, the Power of Positivity.
I try, but who else can we talk about? Oh, Cody. You may not believe it, but he is part Cuban. So
Really?
I did not know that.
on from his maternal grandfathers. So his maternal grandfather was Cuban. So he's like one quarter Cuban, and he's tearing up the business right now.
Well, yeah, I guess we have to kind of include him then because he tried to do his thing in WWE and kind of got shafted. Then he went over to New Japan, ran stuff over there, and started his own business.
Exactly. Cuba Libre, man. Yo. Look at me talking like that. I'm not even Cuban. But I don't know.
Hey, you bought some fans.
I was gonna say, who else would you guys consider like future talent, like guys who you feel are gonna set the record high for the business?
I mean,
I had high hopes for Kalisto.
Kalisto? Okay.
I think if
high
he
hopes for him,
leaves
but
the WWE, he could do something.
yeah, they're gonna fuck him up. So I don't really care.
Is Sin Cara still?
He took off. He was part of Black Monday, remember?
Oh yeah.
But he's doing his thing down at AAA, and I actually saw a few clips of him, and like he seems to be doing a lot better over there.
They probably let him actually go.
Word, and like
I will
shit
say
gets
though,
crazy. Shit gets crazy in Mexican promotions too. So
that's a fact. Going back to what you said earlier, Oscar, I definitely love Ray Phoenix and Pentagon. The Lucha Brothers, Cerro, yeah, all that.
Cero miedo.
Yeah, I can't. I can't speak Spanish like that. But yes. So,
Zero fear, man.
Well, I know what it meant. I can't pronounce it. I was just like,
no worries, bro.
But yeah, no, I definitely love what they do. I've loved them for like a year and a half now. Didn't really know them until they got into Impact and started watching them just a little bit, and like what they did, and like I love their matches are great.
Oh, absolutely. Like I can't like. Plus, if you were to watch their matches down in AAA, holy crap, you would not believe half the shit they pull off over there. Like Phoenix is good on the top rope. We all know that. Like he can do insane things. Insanely athletic, especially on the top rope. Like you see him going up there, and you're just like, holy crap! Like, and like you see him kind of tightrope run that shit, and you're just like, what the fuck is he doing?
Like, how do you not lose your balance at any point?
Right, like that kick. Like when they were having their matches with the Young Bucks, and he tightrope ran that and kicked, I think it was Nick in the head. I was like, holy shit. Like, yo, like this is the kind of tag team wrestling I want to see, and I'm big into that flippy shit. So
Mark.
Pause.
Excuse me for liking the high flying lucha libre style. Come on.
No, you're fine. I just what made me say that was Skeeves, and his face was like, "What?
Like you like flippy shit? What's wrong with you?"
Boy, you got a problem with flippy shit, bro?
I mean, according to the sign in the back, Oscar's the world's best mommy. So.
Yes.
Well, he does have a pet bird.
That bird. Yeah. Nah, but what's it called? No, I have high hopes for a lot of Hispanics who want to come into this business, especially when you have role models like these guys who are setting a high stage for them to leave their mark on. And AEW's making it easy for them, but I feel like in WWE when you make it, you actually feel like you earn it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you make your mark, you're going to have that legendary status, even if they keep fucking you over from time to time.
Well, if they really like you, you'll be straight.
Word.
A lot of them aren't really like that. Rey
Unfortunately,
Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero were one of the few.
Or you can just get engaged to one of the best wrestlers of all time.
Well, they haven't really done a whole lot with him.
I mean, there are talks of them starting a faction, but I'm just like, how's that gonna work out?
I mean, the last faction they started, we were making fun of their name. Somebody called themselves a parody of that faction.
So what do you do with Zelina?
Zelina, well, I was gonna say she's very athletic, but what's it called? If they gave her more ring time, I feel like she would do incredible.
Just don't hotwire her to a title.
I was gonna say she could be women's champion, but she's still a little on the green side. Like you got to give her more ring time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
that makes
other
sense.
than that, I have high hopes for Hispanics in this business.
The new Dawn is coming. They'll be good.
Absolutely. And what's it called? Speaking of a new Dawn, we had the WWE had another draft for the past couple of weeks, and I don't know. What are you guys' opinions of the draft so far?
Did anything even happen on the draft? Because kind of like how our guy JD pointed out and off the script, a lot of moves were made before the draft that still happened in the draft. So, why would you trade for somebody to then draft them next week?
And also, why was Randy Orton drafted to SmackDown or traded and then drafted right back to Raw?
I don't know. It kind of reminded me of that when they used to do the draft lottery. Excuse me. And what's it called? When they would shuffle superstars that would get randomly drafted, and then Cena got drafted to both SmackDown and then back to Raw in one night. Yep. So I'm like, what the hell is that?
And then not only that, they split up half their remaining tag teams.
Word.
Which isn't even that much.
I was gonna say, well, just what's it called? Just for the fuck of it, I'm just gonna list out who each brand got. So far, as of right now, Raw has The Fiend, Orton, Charlotte, Strowman, Matt Riddle, Jeff Hardy, all of Retribution, Keith Lee, Alexa Bliss, Elias, Lacey Evans, Sheamus, Nikki Cross, R-Truth, Dabba-Kato, whoever the fuck that is.
Underground.
Titus, Peyton Royce, Akira, Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado, Lana, Riddick Moss, and Arturo Ruas, who the fuck is that?
Might be underground.
You forgot out the WWE champion.
Oh, yeah, Drew McIntyre.
But
they didn't even move him. So I was like, can we even consider that? Can we consider that a draft?
Can I just say that is a damn shame? Not because of you, Oscar, but
oh, no.
The fact that you don't someone may not even remember that the WWE champion was drafted to the premier flagship show of a company, and they may not even think of it, is a disgrace. Not to you,
I was going to say, I just read that off the Instagram post. So,
why is he drafted if he's already there?
It's another great point. It's another great point. It's just damn. The roster for Raw is garbage.
And actually, to the point I just made, they did that with the tag teams. They drafted tag teams from the other brand to switch the tag team belts.
I was going to say,
it would make more sense to you.
Because they drafted Tucker to Raw, and Otis is still on SmackDown. So every
they ain't going to do nothing singles.
Hell no.
Otis is not going to cash in his money briefcase successfully. I forgot he had it.
Yo, so did I. Not gonna lie.
I was hearing they wanted to take it off him.
Yeah, same. But I'm
Get
just like,
off him. God, just
But
put.
now that
Just
well, I
put
was
wasted
gonna
Money in the
say,
Bank match.
as I say, they shouldn't have put it on him in the first place.
That wasted the Money in the Bank match.
Was
Word.
that
They
whole
should have put.
Kind of
was
like
that
they
whole
did with the women's
situation with
match.
Mandy?
Whoa, whoa,
Was
whoa,
that
whoa,
whole
whoa, whoa, hold on. One voice at a time, guys. All right, Noah, go. Noah, go.
I was saying they should have put it on AJ Styles. I know Skis was mentioned this before, going back to the tag team division. Just unify the damn titles. Just
Word, because
unify
now
it.
they're down. They're literally down to 3 tag teams on each show, and the fact that I was gonna say before I get into that, let me just spit out who SmackDown got. So they got Bailey, the Street Profits, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Lars Sullivan, King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Nakamura and Cesaro, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, Apollo Crews, Carmella, Aleister Black. I'm not even going to say this. Chad Gable. I'm not going to say his
Thank
other
you.
Natalia and the Riot Squad. So yeah, and the fact that with the New Day being SmackDown champions and Street Profits being Raw, and the fact that they just swapped titles, like what the fuck is that? Like last I checked, you had to win the titles, not just swap them. Like, did that make sense to anybody?
Most of the things they do don't make sense to anybody.
I mean, going back to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, you put it on Otis because he had that big storyline with Mandy Rose, but Mandy Rose is on Raw, Otis is on SmackDown, and you really didn't use that storyline to your capability. Honestly, you had great talent like Aleister Black and AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan possibly to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. But you put on a guy that had a momentum for about 3 weeks, and then after that, people forgot he even had the briefcase. So it's sad.
And they basically wasted the women's Money in the Bank match too, because after Asuka won the briefcase, she got handed the belt.
Well, I mean, no one really knew. They could have done it in a better way with Becky being pregnant and all that stuff. But like, I give the women's Money in the Bank briefcase a slide for this year. I give it a pass. But
I mean,
the
I
men.
can. No, okay, just go. I'll finish my thought.
Oh,
After.
okay. I was gonna say with men's, give it to Otis. Otis, as Steve said, Otis was relevant for 2 weeks, and no one gives a damn about Otis now. No offense to him, but nobody gives a damn about him now. Like, what is he on SmackDown for? He's not beating Roman Reigns. He wasn't gonna beat the Fiend.
Hell no.
He wasn't gonna beat
Listen.
Braun Strowman with the wee. He wasn't gonna do it. So it's not even like, why would you give it to him? Like, for your flavor of the month, the toy of the month? Give it to someone who's actually legitimate. Can any of us see Otis being a world champion?
Hell no.
I can tell you
They're
that
cashing it on anybody.
I can honestly see this happening. Not disrespecting Otis out here, he's a great guy in general, but
No, he's a good dude.
knowing him,
like, yeah.
knowing them, they're gonna probably have him cash it in on the 24/7 championship and have him say, "Here, you won a title."
I'll speak that into existence.
Because don't forget,
What
they actually had him hold a briefcase and a lunchbox, and the contract was in the lunchbox, and they had the whole situation with the Miz and Morrison battling out in tag teams over the briefcase. So it goes to show that WWE doesn't primarily focus on all these big matches they have. Like Money in the Bank is supposed to be a given opportunity where you make a star shine, not have somebody hold it for an entire year and then basically waste it.
I was gonna say
Like,
that's supposed to be like a stepping stone, for like a transition from a mid card guy to a main event player.
Like, look at a couple of years ago, you gave it to Sammy and Damian Sandow. And what'd you do with it? You had Cena who had a broken elbow or popped elbow, whatever he had, and still had him beat him. And then if you had Baron Corbin, had Cena beat him. So what's the point of giving to these guys if you're not going to primarily focus and shine on their career?
Like,
Same thing with Baron Corbin, and he jobbed out the Jinder Mahal in 11 seconds.
Was it Jinder Mahal?
Baron Corbin.
He cashed it on. I'm pretty sure he cashed it on Jinder Mahal and lost.
Oh my God.
He did cash out on Jinder and he lost, and that is an embarrassment because it's Jinder.
11 seconds to a roll-up.
I was gonna say
Is Jinder still with the company, or is he
I
always
think
hurt?
I think he's still out on injury. So,
But like the main fact of the matter is, like, the Money in the Bank briefcase or the Money in the Bank match is a joke now. No one like, it doesn't really matter now who wins it. Like, it's just common ineptitude with this stupid company. So, like, and that's putting it nicely. Like, Otis should not have never, ever won the Money in the Bank briefcase. Give it to someone legitimate, like AJ Styles. We know he's a world champion. He's just he's a winner. He finds a way to win, as he says. Give him the damn briefcase. Give it to Aleister Black. You have buried Aleister Black to where I don't even want to watch him anymore.
Word.
I don't care about Aleister Black. You buried Aleister Black now to where he's wearing a patch.
He's wearing an eye patch and pants in the ring. Like, what the hell happened to this guy?
And drafted in the 7th round. This man was a NXT champion.
And a good one at that, too.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, Aleister Black is one of the most talented superstars WWE has, but knowing them, they're going to make him be the next Paul Burchill, make him dress up as a pirate.
Oh, dear God, no.
Remember
and they're
Paul
already halfway there with the fucking patch. Oh, Jesus
remember Paul Burchill and William Regal? The dynamic duo.
Oh, my God.
Wow, I forgot all about that.
Aleister, we are sorry for speaking this into existence.
I was going to say, I think that was one memory we were all hoping to, forget eternally. Thank you for bringing that up, Skeeves.
Aleister, on behalf of everybody besides Skeeves, we humbly apologize for that potentially being spoken into existence.
Oh my God! But
listen, man, if he gets to that standpoint, man, listen, just go on. This time might sound really bad, but take some drugs, man. Go on a 60-day suspension. Get a second thing and to get your contract terminated. It sounds really bad to say. Everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. I get that, but like, leave. Just find a way.
Literally, get yourself fired.
Get yourself fired to get to another company. I think that's what everybody has to do.
I was gonna say, let's bring back Tommy End. Like, they're not gonna let him keep Aleister Black, which is a badass name. I'll give him that, but we need Tommy End to come back.
Yeah, just find a way to get yourself fired, man. So just go to AEW because they.
They'll do you a whole. They'll do you.
I don't know if he'd probably go somewhere else.
I was gonna say because not even trying to jump to like conversation like this, but like, can you imagine Aleister Black against guys like Brody Lee and like Lance Archer?
Black
knocking their head off. Oh
my! Or who else would he be good in the ring with in AEW?
I would love to see him in a ring with Cody. Hell, even with
my God,
Pentagon. I want to see him in the ring with Pentagon so badly.
But no, I got it. Jungle Boy. Come on, you got to give me that. Come on.
They're gonna be in 2 separate divisions.
But still, you've seen Jungle Boy's work ethic. Like, you know how good he is in the ring. So can you imagine the type of match he and Aleister Black could have? Come on, he went 10 minutes with Jericho.
I'll give you that. You know who I want to see him in the ring with? 2 people, MJF and Orange Cassidy.
I was gonna say Orange Cassidy, but I was like, yeah,
Orange Cassidy.
I was gonna say Orange Cassidy was like, because he's so hot right now, because like it would be too easy of an answer. That's why I was like,
he had a great match. He had a great match with Pac. So,
oh my God!
If you really compare Black and Pac, it's just a height difference, but both are both.
Oh, that's another one. Put him against Pac. Holy shit! They'll tear the house down.
I'm gonna go a little off topic with here, but can we say that the NXT title's cursed at the moment?
Yeah, it might be, dog. It might be that.
It's like an injury.
So?
It's like
everybody gets hurt.
It's an injury prone because the last 3-4 champions that have had it got injured. Gargano got hurt. Ciampa got hurt. Balor just broke his jaw and had surgery, and he's going to be out probably 6 weeks or 6 months.
I wouldn't say curse because Adam Cole held it for over 400 days, and he never got hurt.
That's what you think.
I don't recall any injuries on Adam Cole that took him out and he had to relinquish the title. But.
I will say I feel like probably maybe 4 out of the 5 past NXT champions have gotten injury prone.
Cole's like the exception because
like Adam Cole, as great as Adam Cole is, he is the only exception. But Karrion Kross, Finn, Gargano, Ciampa,
I was gonna say Keith Lee also didn't get injured as well, but he
held the title for like a month.
Keith Lee held the title for like 10 minutes. And then went to the main roster.
He
I don't really consider him an NXT champion because
He
it wasn't a
pleased.
legitimate reign. It wasn't a
I
crazy.
mean, he
reign.
held it, but it's like he didn't
They hot
hold it
routed
that
it
wrong
too.
for it to matter, which kind of sucks considering how good he is.
They
He
hot routed
Lee's
it.
the male equivalent to Sasha Banks when it comes to holding the title.
That's a
Oh
damn
my
shame.
God.
Don't
That's a
say
damn shame that Sasha even has to be that comparison.
It's true because they get the title and they lost it.
Knock on
Yeah,
wood.
because he lost both
I
of them
hope,
immediately. Well, he had to relinquish one, but he lost them both immediately.
I hope to God Sasha Banks gets a lengthy reign when she beats Bailey at Hell in a Cell. That's all I have.
No,
Sasha's
have a
only gonna get her
feeling-
lengthy reign when she's on the way out.
Well, she might. Keyword might, because who else really is there on the SmackDown Women's Division?
Is
that she
Charlotte
can
on
go
SmackDown
against?
or Raw? now?
No, she's on
She's
Raw.
on Raw, but
So
I can
Asuka
see her
can
getting
kiss that
traded
Raw
to
title
SmackDown.
goodbye. Asuka could kiss that Raw title goodbye by the Royal Rumble. I'm sorry. I love Asuka,
Oh, yeah.
but she can kiss that Raw title
Oh no,
goodbye.
Definitely.
by Royal Rumble, she's either
Royal Rumble
losing it
later.
or she had already lost it.
Is
Royal
Ronda
Rumble
Rousey
latest.
coming back?
She's training to come back.
It's
Yeah.
not.
She
It's
was
not the right
She was working
time.
with Natalia.
It's not the right time. It's really not. Get it to the point. Give it a couple, maybe like 2 years or so, where we can get more than 20,000 fans and some seats
I was
by
gonna say,
April.
let's wait
That might
till
be
all
what he's
this
waiting for.
Let's
all
wait.
this like social
Wait.
distancing stuff ends.
Ronda
and then,
coming back is gonna be a huge pop.
Yeah, just wait. Just give it a chance. Give her and Becky maybe 3 years, 2 years, because you could build off that story no matter what.
Oh,
No
yeah.
matter what, and just tease here and there. Come on, man. Just give it some time. They can't be that stupid to like rush it to only get a pop 1,000 fans in the gym. And
No, you're talking about, right?
I know we're talking about idiot number 1 and doofus number 2, or if you want to be more vulgar, jackass number 1 and ass kisser number 2 of the number one member of the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club. So
The Beaver.
yeah, a little bit, whatever you want to get. You know?
Oh my
So,
God.
as JD would say that. So yeah,
Oh my God, but what's it called? Who else is like wasted talent? Or what was I gonna say? What other stupid moves?
Any
they did
NXT call up that has happened in the last year and a half.
I was gonna say what other stupid
Dana
moves
Baszler, because
say the draft has pulled.
she lost. She probably should have
Oh
won
my
the Money in
God,
the Bank
Shayna.
briefcase. Actually, she should have won the title at WrestleMania, and Becky was willing to give it to her.
Yeah, I was
They
gonna
didn't
say
let
I
that
was
happen.
listening to JD this morning, and he was like, because I think he said like Becky said, "Yo, let me drop it to Shayna," and they were just like, "Nah, that's not happening." And now look at her, like
Now she's just there.
You know, I was gonna say holding a meaningless tag title with Nia Jax. Well, I'm surprised.
Which isn't a real tag team.
Word. Like
They literally just put them together.
None of the women's tag teams are legit tag teams. Like, come on. I don't even know
The only
why
one was Sasha and Bailey, and that got broken up.
Oh, they fucked that up big time. Yo. I don't even know why they created those titles if like all these teams are just gonna be bullshit. Look at Skeeves
Yeah,
right
and
now. He's so done
They broke
with
up the Iconics too. That was an actual tag team.
Yeah, shout out to WrestleMania. We saw the Iconics win. Let's go.
Yes,
I
we did.
didn't. I took
He's
off
like, I was
for
the
what's it
best.
called? I took off for a merchandise attempt. So
Frank was gone for 2 hours, so
I was gonna say
think I
while that
came
match
back
was
at
going
the
on,
end
I
of
did a whole lap around MetLife. So
I think I came back at the end of that match.
oh my God.
But neither of those are tag teams anymore.
It's
and they're gonna find themselves jobber lists.
Well, Billy Kay probably. Peyton Royce, they might actually.
jobbing and then
Jobbing.
and
Yeah.
then ending
I
up
was gonna
being
say
jobless because they're gonna say fuck this shit. I'm out of here.
you've
Yeah.
got to be
Resign, money.
joking.
Billy Kay might as well go back down to NXT, sis. Your time is up. Just go back and train. Peyton Royce is not that much better than Billy Kay, but like
I was gonna say,
he just loves blondes. Yeah.
Peyton Royce should just not resign, go train with Sean Spears, and then keyword try, on AEW Dark.
Oh, they can go back home and wrestle. They can go back to Australia and wrestle. DB.
I don't know if they're gonna try to do that. I don't know.
They might not try to, but it's an option.
I was gonna say, I don't think what's it called? Well, I was gonna say unless Sean moves to Australia with Peyton. So
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Sean probably ain't moving.
remember,
Billy might. Billy could.
she could maybe like if she wanted to though.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, but all right, moving on from the draft. So we have officially celebrated 1 year of AEW being in business. Congratulations to the elite on that milestone. I want to ask you guys, what are some of the best moments you remember from this past year of AEW?
I think easily for me it's a Stadium Stampede match,
Stadium Stampede?
without a doubt.
I think All Out, or was it All Out or Double or Nothing when Moxley showed up at the end?
Double or nothing.
Yeah,
It
double,
was
yeah,
double or nothing because he DDT'd Omega on a
on
chip.
poker chips, yeah.
Honestly, the best part for me, I would have to say, is the match between Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes.
Yo, stole mine,
was
bro.
the match.
That was
The
yeah.
match.
It's not stealing, it's called agreeing, sir.
That's true. That's true. But I was gonna say now I gotta come up with, or no, my favorite, the match at All Out, Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros. That is probably one of my my favorite. I will never forget that. What's it called? The destroyer that Penta did on Matt Jackson through the table. That shit. Still,
Yeah,
I
that was
replay
wild.
that in my head all day, and I'm still like, oh my god! Like even if I see it on a clip, I look at it and I go, holy crap, he's dead. He's dead.
I feel like the storyline between Cody and NJF was a good one
That
throughout
was
the year.
Yeah,
that's
was.
another good one.
It was.
I feel like that could still go on. You know, it's not really.
Oh, it's definitely not done yet.
Yeah, but it's not done yet. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like Cody's more with the Dark Order now, but now that MJF wants to join the Inner Circle, down the line it's gonna come up somehow.
Hey, we'll
I
see.
see that.
Let's say what else. Jericho winning the world title,
Jericho getting
back
him
it all
started.
out,
Yeah.
in the Inner Circle debuting. That was another good night.
Oh, the one that just happened recently, the parking lot brawl with FTR and Best Friends.
Santana and Ortiz and Best Friends.
And San Antonio, yeah.
That's another good one. Oh man, so many good moments, you know. And they
I would even say Kenny versus Mox.
the unsanctioned
yeah.
match.
The unsanctioned
Yeah.
One
match.
that got AEW in trouble with Maryland.
Yeah,
that was.
I still can't believe they got fined for that in Maryland. Yo, Maryland is a bunch of pussies, bro.
Maryland is hosting the
Sports commission
Baltimore
in
Ravens,
Maryland.
one of the hardest hitting teams in the NFL.
They had to fine them $10,000 for an unsanctioned match. Like, come
Nobody was showing up to
on.
Orioles games. They had to make up the money somehow.
We're just talking about Orange Cassidy.
Yes.
How
His
so
rise is-
underrated he is.
Underrated. Absolutely underrated.
I will. That's still. Again, that's another moment I replay. Like that match he had with Pac at Revolution. That just set the stage for him. Like that set the tone for like. And actually, that made everybody who's ever doubted him like, oh, all this guy does is just the lazy kicks in the hands of the pockets. Like now we know he can fucking go.
Honestly, I think it's pretty impressive that he could do a suicide dive while he has his hands in his pocket. That's
Yeah,
nice. He's kind of nice.
He has a better Superman punch than Roman Reigns does.
I was
Orange
gonna
punch,
say,
sir.
he doesn't need that huge buildup. He's just like
He just does it.
He just does it, and he does it so beautifully, And then having what's it called?
Oh, the Sean Spears chair shot, which found
the chair shot heard around the world. Oh my god, you see when you look at Cody's head and the end result, you just see a huge bloody spot.
What's crazy is that wasn't even supposed to happen.
No, it wasn't, but it's just like
it happened, but it wasn't supposed to.
Oh my god!
Because of COVID, we never got to get that pop of Matt Hardy coming to AEW.
Yeah, because
of COVID, we never got our match.
Our blood and
guts.
We never
got our blood and guts match.
Well, I mean, let's not dwell on the negative here, fellas. But
well,
you gotta admit, I was gonna say, you gotta admit they made the best of the bad situation.
100%,
definitely.
Because I still remember that night when all this started. You just see Cody dead center in the middle of the ring, one spotlight on him. It's all just pitch black. And that speech he gave, I was like, you know what? I believe him. Like, I believe they're going to give the best show possible due to the circumstances. And you know what? They have. Some shows, didn't, weren't the best. But again, they made the best of a bad situation,
And also, they were
they've done it safely.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they were the
Like that.
first company to have their wrestlers as fans to bring out the audience. And then they were the first company to actually have fans in the arena when they were
Mhm.
going live. So
They've
Yeah, I was
been
gonna
very
say, and
innovative in this time.
yeah, I was gonna say, and the, what's it called? Yeah, they had their fan, they had their talent on the sidelines, so there wasn't a lack of audience participation, I guess you could say, because they were
That
still they
was
still had
energy.
they still had some energy in that in the arenas, because and then compared to being in an empty PC, that's
And they weren't held back either. Like they were allowed to actually express themselves. Where WWE had them behind a hockey plexiglass and kind of like told them what to do, and you could tell that the WWE talent wasn't into it. Like the AEW group, they're like actually engaged.
very true. I want to ask you guys too. Who do you think of the entire roster who's had the biggest, who's benefited the most, out of this entire year, or who's had the best character development in this one year?
is
Omega.
it
Omega. Why do you say that?
Honestly, when he first came in, he wasn't really built on as a star, like a major star within AEW, just kind of like a guy that was there. And like now, I feel like he's coming more into his own, and starting to realize he is Kenny fucking Omega. He is one of the best wrestlers in the world, top 5 and not 5. So like in terms of his character development, and it's been a slow grind. I think it's gonna turn with him making a heel turn eventually. So that's just me. I feel like Kenny has been doing a fantastic job in terms of every match he's had has been damn near one of the best matches on AEW's card, and character development has been pretty good. Hangman's has been okay, has been pretty good as well. I like Hangman's,
I
but
feel
I
like
just
Hangman's actually just been on a roller coaster this past year. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Definitely.
he
Because
has,
like
but it's
he went from he was on a climb from when they started, because he won the battle royal, he was winning a bunch of matches, he had that title shot at All Out. Then that's when he started a slow decline, not a huge one but a slow one, and then he started climbing back up with Kenny when they were tag team champions. And now with this whole tournament that they're going to have to crown a new number one contender, that's another, like, I'd say a slight downfall for him, but it's still not a horrible one. It's not like he just dropped and like now they're just jobbing
He's
him.
not
No,
jobbing out after being at the top. He's still
exactly.
relevant.
mhm.
Yeah,
I'd say the best wrestler that had the most character development is MJF. From the beginning,
MJF.
he's proven himself day in and day out with his character, his keel, his mic skills, his in-ring work. He's proven that he's one of the best, and he's only 24 years old, so he still has a lot to prove. But
Very true.
I would say within the next year, the kid would have the championship around his waist. So
Bold prediction. DJ.
For heel, I 100% agree with Steve saying MJF because, like, if you're a hardcore like indie wrestling fan, you probably knew about him, but most people didn't know about MJF coming into AEW. And the way his star has risen to the point where you can actually see him winning a world championship, even though he didn't win it. Like you could see him. People made legitimate arguments. How I made a legitimate argument for MJF winning, and people like line up to get buried by this man verbally.
Yeah,
So
very
the
true.
the way that his star has risen as a heel, where people want you to make fun of them and boo you at the same time, it I think he's had the best development. And like Steve said, he's only 24, so he's got A+ potential. And
Yeah.
as for face, I would probably say Orange Cassidy because kind of the same
Yes.
thing.
I was gonna say
People,
Orange Cassidy as well, because yeah, again, like we discussed earlier, he went from being the guy that everybody just talks shit about with his hands in the pocket and the lazy moves to just now
well, he can
being
actually go.
like, yeah, now proving himself that he can actually go and again, that match he had with Cody last night, holy crap. And the fact that they went to a time limit draw. But another one I want to say, and I'm actually kicking myself right now for forgetting this. I think the one who's had like a great year, Darby Allin.
I was
oh
thinking him
my,
too.
Darby. Like, I initially saw Darby as like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, but then after watching that match between him and Cody, the way it went to their first time limit draw, I was like, holy crap! And like the fact, I will still never forget that coffin drop. He missed Cody and hit the apron. I was like, I felt that. I felt that down my spine. Like, and I still get shivers going down there whenever I think of that move. And like, yeah, the kid is fearless, relentless, and just full of heart. And the fact that he was able to pull off offense in that match against Jericho with duct tape hands behind his back, like, come on. Who else can say that they've pulled off a match with duct tape with their hands taped behind their back?
That's very true.
So I got to give this year to Darby, But man, what a hell of a year! Now, I just want to put this out there now. Which match would you say has been the best this year?
The best, not
or
the
like,
favorite.
or maybe let's say a top three
From AEW.
from AEW this past year.
Well, one is Dustin versus Cody. That's definitely number one.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
Dustin versus
I was
Cody.
gonna
I
say.
feel like that was gonna be all in our top threes. So
Yeah.
I like how we're all just like so silent thinking about this.
I think maybe
I
Mox
got you,
Omega that they got in trouble for.
The unsanctioned match, that Mox versus Omega. Yeah, that's another one. Like the way all the weapons they pulled out, all like everything they scratched each other up with, from the barbed wire bat to the barbed wire broom, all the broken glass, the gold chain,
They held nothing back.
Yeah, word. The freaking
Renee Young,
the freaking plywood. Yeah, I was gonna say the freaking plywood with all the rat traps. I was like, no. And the fact that they brought out the barbed wire webbing, oh my god.
Renee Young was legit scared for Moxley.
She was just like, I hate this. Like, how much you want to bet she was watching that match? She was like covering her eyes most of the time. She was like going back and forth.
Probably.
Probably, more than likely.
Yeah.
I definitely will say that my top three is definitely Cody versus Dustin. That was number one. Number two is definitely Mox versus Kenny, non-sanctioned match. And honestly, my third one's gonna have to go to Mox versus MJF.
Really?
I kind of like that match in terms of the psychology of it, as DJ was mentioning. I think it was DJ that mentioned, I guess, MJF being an up and comer. Like I honestly, I was like, this kid's not gonna fucking win the world title from AEW, from John Mox. So there's just no way. But to me, honestly, when I was watching that match, he made me believe that he actually legit shot to win, and that for me, he made me a believer of him.
I was gonna say that's another thing you got to appreciate about AEW. Like almost all their talent they have, you can say that they could win.
AEW gives their talent a chance to shine. That's
exactly.
really all they could ask for.
It doesn't make it an obvious squash match. Like the way I thought it was going to go between Pac and Orange Cassidy, but no, they proved me wrong there.
Like Cody and Darby, you thought it was a squash match.
Darby that was because we didn't know much about Darby Allin until we saw the promo package he put on for what was it, Fyter Fest, and then him pulling off that match, and I was just like, holy crap, this guy can go, and he instantly became one of my favorites. But in terms of top three, I'd have to agree with you guys. One is Cody versus Dustin, because who could forget, like, they put their heart and soul into that match. And
the emotion in that was amazing.
The emotion and the subliminal insults to Triple H with the throne and shit. But no, I think the best part, that if anybody was going to talk about that match, is that heartfelt moment at the end with Cody just saying, I don't need a partner, I don't need a friend, I need my older brother. Like, I get goosebumps, I get chills, a little tear comes out of my eye when I think about that, because that is something that a story should be. It should kind of manipulate your emotions so you're so interested in and just pull you in. What other moment like that can you honestly say has done that to you?
Not recently.
I was gonna say not too many, right? Not too
much.
many. I was gonna say not too many stories or promos, were tearjerkers. You know what I mean? But
From my three, like we already said, I said Mox versus Omega. I said
Cody versus Dustin.
Cody and Dustin. And honorable mention would be Stadium Stampede match because I just enjoyed every minute of it.
Yeah.
But I would probably have to put the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks
Yes.
in my top three because I was legitimately engaged in that match for 45 minutes.
Yeah, that match.
That was the pinnacle
was
of tag team
insane.
wrestling this year.
Yes, that literally. I put up an Instagram post on my story. I was like, this is now the new standard of tag team wrestling now.
Absolutely.
Because like everything they pulled out, all the tricks, all the flips, the storytelling that went back and forth between these teams. The big brother going after the little brother, or vice versa. The little brother of each team going after the opposing team's big brother. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that was another thing. Two brother tag teams going at it. Like, how much better can you get with that?
I mean, one match you really look at that wasn't that great was Guevara versus Hardy.
I mean, considering what happened between them, at all. You're talking about the one at All Out, right? Yeah, I was gonna say the way that ended, it was just like,
Well, not even the way it ended, the way it had to be solved.
Yeah.
And then it ended.
Yeah, and now they're revisiting that rivalry, and people are kind of concerned about it because, Matt just got cleared, and now.
And Matt don't pull no punches. He's always down to do some wild shit.
Neither Hardy Boy does, and that's kind of like what I feel like everybody's been feeling, or at least that's what what's it called, JD and his boy Jesse were saying. They're like, the Hardys are starting to get to that point in their career where it's just like,
they gotta take it slow.
Oh, I can't wait to see what they do to. Oh crap! I hope they don't kill themselves doing this. It's sad when you get to that point because Matt. I feel like Matt's still got a lot in the tank. You know what I mean? Matt's still got a lot.
He does.
He
still
got a lot to
doing
offer.
Dangerous shit like that.
I was gonna say,
don't do
just keep him away from the forklifts. That's all. Keep him away from the forklifts, or at least
keep him away from heights in general. Keep it grounded.
I was gonna say, but come on, Hardys and heights. Come on, they go hand in hand.
I know,
man.
that's their gimmick, but it's not 20 years ago anymore. Keep it grounded.
Matt, you're pushing 50, bro. Like
Matt's a mat technician anyway. Jeff Hardy's the high flyer.
As I say, keep it on the ground, man. We don't need you. We don't need your wife flipping out on Twitter again. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. She's another one. Puerto Ricans don't play, man. Yeah. Oh man, but
Steve, I don't think you gave us your top three.
No, I'm pretty sure he did.
I mentioned Cody and Dustin, the Stadium Stampede, and I agree. That tag team match was one of the best when we first watched because we were together, I believe, when we watched it.
Yeah, the first All Out. Well, minus Noah, but that's for different reasons.
He's gonna be at the next one.
I'll be at the next one.
I was gonna say if we can get together for the next one, yeah.
Put the pizza in tow.
Pizza and Juicy Lucy. We'll do that. Yeah.
Yo, that sounds like a great night.
Can't forget Raven.
Yeah, she's already there.
Shout out to Ferrar's little dog. Yeah.
She's already there.
You'll see when we
our second mascot.
Yeah.
Feisty little mascot.
But you have a third pick, Skeeves, or were those it?
Those are the top three.
Okay. So last thing before we end this off, where do you guys see AEW going for the next year? Where do you see like the direction they're gonna go? Like, or let me make it simple. Who's holding each title, and what's the biggest story? What's the best storyline going?
Well, I don't know who's taking the belt off Shida. Maybe Britt Baker at some point, but right now Shida I think still holds the women's title because they don't really have a whole lot of competition for it.
Well, I was gonna say that's something they need to work on. Yeah, their women's division.
Like maybe hopefully they bring a few people in, but right now it's Shida or nothing at the moment.
Sheeta's not losing that title, so Sheeta's going to carry that into the next year. I think for TNT champion, I think it's time we gave it to like
Darby Allin or somebody.
Darby.
That's what I was thinking.
I see it as either Darby or Sammy. That's just me, but I feel like one of those guys should carry the TNT title.
I think, other than the titles, one big storyline. I know we mentioned MJF joining the Inner Circle, but there's going to be at one point where he's going to turn on Chris Jericho because they've been best friends, especially being heels going from the beginning. But it's going to come to that moment where both are going to hate each other and then fight, and then one of them is going to be the number one contender for the championship by next year.
So you putting that as like the biggest story going in?
Yep.
Okay, I can see that happening.
I would have to agree with him on that.
I agree with him on that standpoint.
No, that's a good.
Honestly,
No, that's a good one because like that's like they're planting the seeds for that right now, and like they don't rush to the end, so they stretch it. They give it time. They stretch it out as long as they can, which is a good thing because it keeps you interested in the storyline. Who do you guys see as tag champions in the next year?
I see either FTR or
Like FTR keeps it.
maybe the Lucha Bros.
Lucha Bros?
that's the only two options to me. I mean, honorable mention
I don't
will
know.
be the Bucks.
Yeah, go ahead.
The honorable mention to me would be the Young Bucks out of those two tag teams that DJ just mentioned, because those are the only three teams I could see with the AEW World Tag Team titles, like right away. That's just me. And honestly, when we get to the world title too, I think Mox is going to keep it probably through December, going into the new year.
No, definitely.
I would say maybe honorable mention for the tag team titles. I don't know if they actually have the Inner Circle do what the Undisputed Era did and drip them all in gold. Maybe, probably not, but maybe just throwing it out there.
No, that wouldn't be a bad thing. Santana and Ortiz carrying the tag titles. I could see that.
I mean, an honorable mention for the TNT title and the tag titles. Can't forget Miro.
Miro, okay.
He just got there.
Good point.
Okay. Seeing him as TNT or him and Kip as tag champs?
Him and Kip as tag champs.
Okay. Not a bad call. Well, they're just going to say they're establishing themselves as a good tag team. And I feel like, Miro fits right in since, we lost Jimmy Havoc.
And they also got Penelope as a valet, and she's not afraid to get her hands dirty. She could lead to a finish.
Exactly. Well, we'll see where this year goes. And once again, we want to thank you guys for joining us right here. This has been episode 19 of the Good Shit Podcast. Like us on Facebook, Instagram at Good Shit Podcast NY, on Twitter at Good Shit Podcast. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. You know the whole spiel. Till next week, I'm Oscar Cifuentes.
DJ DSP Central.
P90X, a.k.a. P-Bet.
And I'm the world champion. The world's champion, Noah Griffith.
We will see you guys next week. Take care.
Peace. Get home.